Hello, welcome to the Q. It is Operation 8th Air Force. It is turn 7. France has fallen, and UK and Commonwealth nations are definitely alone. No help coming from anywhere. So, for their purchases, let's go over that. Britain had 18. So we get a special buy in the first turn there at war for colonial infantry at 3 each. So we're going to buy 4 colonials, 1 militia, and we're going to lend-lease France a light armor. And we didn't have any French light armor, so we went to our Axis and Allies North Africa game and snagged one of theirs. The Commonwealth, or not the Commonwealth, FEC here, would they have $9? They're going to spend 8 on a anti-aircraft gun and a Gurkha, saving 1. $8 for Anzac. They are going to finish their fort. Is that 8 or 9? It's 8, so we can only get 1 militia. And we're going to save $1. All right. For some reason I thought they had $9. All right, so we're going to finish the fort for 5, militia 7. There's our $8. All right. So each one of the nations in peril saves $1. France, they don't have any money, but they do collect 3, so that'll be their collect money phase. Let's roll some tech. We do get to go past stage 2 this turn, hopefully. Radar and long range. And get rid of that dice. And that's a 7 and an 8. And we got an 11 and a 5. So radar goes up 1. And that's that. So 50-50 again, which I guess isn't, well, there's no dice to roll this. Well, we do. We'll have a recruitment roll. So I'll put that on the British money to remind me. We lost the Iran recruitment roll due to underhand dealings by the Russians. So we do have some combat moves. We're going to go on escort duty here with 3 destroyers out of A-21. 1, 2, 3 in A-18, in A-19, and in A-27. We've got this sub in A-21. 1, 2, 3 is going to go up there in A-25 and convoy raid the German line way over there. We are moving as a combat move to see if Italy would like to declare war, and they declined. We're going to move 2 battleships and a battle cruiser, 2 destroyers, heavy cruiser, and a sub. Or no, not the sub. The torpedo boat destroyer. The sub will be staying here. All right, and they are all going here into A-21. So I guess I should have piled them up there. My bad. So I'll rearrange that later. It's all in A-21. We've got a transport here that comes out of southern England, grabs this infantry, comes into A-21 with these other ships, and he'll offload into Normandy, and we're going to test this beach to see if it's worthy of Operation Overlord later in the game. So we will take 1 from Germany and add it to Britain. So, hooray! Combat on the first turn. These are all done. There's several. No, there's just 1 destroyer left in A-44. He will go on escort duty in A-44. So all these ships will be moving non-com. Italy did decline to go to war. I had some other juicy planned actions there if they did, but they did not. So there we are. There are no convoying over here. No. While I'm here, the Dutch sub will move up 2 to P45. The coastal sub will move 1 down to P45. All right. Now let's look at. Well, that's pretty much. I guess the only rolling is that attack up there, and I'll be darn, I do not have some D6s anywhere. Let me see if I can reach across across the table here and grab 2 out of our box. There they are. Grab one of the German dice. And I guess this one's, oh, it's Russian. I'm not using the Russian dice. Stinking commies. That's Japanese dice. I'm not using that. I'll just use the US dice. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Normally I got that all ready to go. All right. So this is the German dice there, and that's a 1, and that's the US, and that's a 1. So it is +2 to the US dice. So we get a total of 6-1. Too bad the convoy line is not worth anything. So Germany will lose $2. I'll put that 2 way up there. All right, so we're good there. Not too bad for our first convoy of the game. It won't be our last. I think that's it. Let's do some non-com. All right, so this remaining fleet here in A44. Oh, we did have another marked. We are bombing the port where the Germans are. Good thing. Always mark. Always, always mark. All right, so we're going in there to bomb. So we're risking our medium bomber, and we're going to do some damage. The anti-aircraft miss. We only did 1 damage. Dang it. But nonetheless, all those ships are now trapped in that port unless 3 of them would like to move out into that sea zone. So the port, that's why I had all that marker there. 1 damage. It does its justice. All right. Oh, gosh darn. That doesn't work too well. All right. As soon as I bump the table, that's going to slide back off. All right. So the bomber came out 1, 2, 3, and goes back 1, 2, 3 to southern England. All right. So successful convoying. We didn't get shot down, but the mission accomplished. We stuck most of those ships in port. And then the reason I don't usually like to do this kind of shenanigans because it's just a waste of infantry. But with this Italian fleet here and that naval port, I didn't want them declaring war and using that naval port to get somewhere exciting. So now they're kind of hem-hawed in. All right. That is a French move. I think we're going to stay put. We've got this coastal defense ship. He'll come up 1, 2, because there's a port there, and he'll be in A17. I will straighten all these British ships up later. Let's see what other ships. Now we're down here to these ships here. All right, so a battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, submarine, light carrier with a fighter. Obviously, he doesn't have a magnet. Nope. All right, well, that figures. 2 light cruisers are all in M2, and then this Anzac destroyer comes over 1, 2, 3 to M2 from M9. All right, so interesting. I really should have done something differently there, shouldn't I? Oh well, it is what it is. All right, so put our markers over here. We got an air transport in Gibraltar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into London. The Marine comes out of London into southern England. All right, so we are good, right? Any other movements down here? No. We've got a transport here in Aden, which will come out into I-4, up into I-5, and into port in Lower Egypt. This transport will come out of Lower Egypt, 1, 2, 3, and stay in the sea zone here in M2. I think While we're doing that, we'll grab 1 infantry and drop it off in Tunisia, because that's free France. All right. The last move is this. Well, the motorized here in Sydney is going to come up to New South Wales. We're going to strategically naval move from P70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in port here in South Africa. And that is the conclusion of the Commonwealth phase of this turn. I don't see any other markers. There's not a ton the French can do, but they will do. All right, so let's place our 4 colonials in our militia. Oddly enough, all in Africa. In Nubia goes the militia, 1 of the colonial infantry, another colonial infantry in Rhodesia, another colonial in South Africa, and a colonial up here in, I don't need the one in Rhodesia. So he goes in Transjordan, 1 in Lower Egypt, 1 in Nubia, and the other one in South Africa. All right, so I'm going to grab the other units for the FEC. I guess we do have a move. The Gurkha from Bengal moves into Calcutta. And we place another Gurkha in Bengal and a anti-aircraft gun in Calcutta. And then finally, the fort is finished in Sydney because we're in fear, and 1 militia goes into Sydney. All right. Was that even on the camera? I don't know. I am unaware. All right, so that will be it for that. Let's collect some income. We don't need this anymore because we've completed that one. All right, so take all their cash away. They save 1. They save 1. They do not. All right, so Britain is at 27. Plus they have a bonus of 3. So let's get out a 25 spot. So they're at 30. They should be much higher, but we won't digress. Commonwealth is 14. They saved 1. That's 15. So let's put out 15. And then they have 2 for their bonus, so they have 17 for next turn. Anzac is at 7. So we'll just take a 5 and 2 1s. They saved 1. That's 8. And they have a bonus of 2 as well, so they have 10 for next turn. 10, 17, 30, 3 for France. Oh, you know what? We didn't deliver our French light tank. So it comes out of, we'll come out there of northern England. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got another port there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he goes into French Guiana there, which is the capital, if that was not mentioned. Let's look at the French turn. We do have a combat. We're going to take 1 of these transports, comes out of port, grabs the Foreign Legion and the light armor. 1, 2, and we're going to land them here in Mauritania, so that goes free French. Get rid of that Vichy marker, and that's transport is not long for the world. So that's that. That's their combat move. Non-combat, we've got this medium bomber coming off map from A51 into the Gold Coast, and this fighter coming off map in A22 into southern England. All right. That is the extent of all the markers, the piles. There's no other French movement because they didn't get a whole lot in. That French light cruiser will stay. All right, we're good. That is it for the turn. I've already gone over the cash. Let's roll for the recruitment roll for the Netherlands. Nope, couldn't do it twice in a row. All right. I suspect the Germans will clean them up next turn. And Yeah, we'll leave those dice there. All right, that is it. I'm going to do a recap, so no need to hang on for this unless you're really interested in what's where. French transport in French Guiana. French transport in A46. French Foreign Legion light armor in Mauritania. French bomber in the Gold Coast. Yep, Gold Coast. Escort duty is a destroyer in A44, A27, A29, A18. Let's go with this Sea Zone A21. 2 battleships. Battle cruiser 3. Is that 3 destroyers? Yes, 3 destroyers, 3 heavy cruisers, 1 light cruiser, 2 torpedo boat destroyers, 1 transport. Did I say 3 destroyers as well? There's a light carrier and a tactical and a French light cruiser. A27 is a coastal defense ship. Scotland militia. Northern England is a mountain infantry, regular infantry militia. Southern England is a medium bomber, a fighter, a marine, and a French fighter. We're going to take, no, we're not. In London is infantry, 2 militia, and an airborne. Interesting. I think we're good. All right, Normandy, 1 infantry. Gibraltar, 2 infantry, 1 marine, 1 militia, 1 AA gun, 1 transport in port, 1 seaplane. M2 is 2 light cruisers, a destroyer, a battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, a submarine, a transport, 1 light carrier with a fighter. Tunisia is an infantry, militia on Malta. In El Alamein, no, not El Alamein, Lower Egypt, I want to say that though, is a fighter. 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry, 2 AA, 1 militia. Infantry in Transjordan. Lower Egypt has a transport in port on the I-5 side. Nubia is infantry militia in Belgian Congo. Cape Town, infantry, South Africa, infantry, transport in port, and in A54 is a destroyer on escort. We got a British infantry in Somaliland. We've got militia on Sarawak, Ceylon, southern India. Bengal has a Gurkha. In Calcutta is 2 Gurkhas, 8 FEC infantry, 3 militia, 3 British infantry, 2 Anzac infantry, and an AA gun from Britain and FEC. Malaya, artillery, infantry, militia, anti-aircraft gun. And we finished our fort in Sydney. Sydney has 3 infantry, militia. South Wales has a motorized, and there are 2 infantry on New Zealand and South Island, or 1 on each, I guess. All right, last but not least, we got our Dutch sub and our British coastal sub in P45. That's it. Next up is Italy, and what will they do with their fleet trapped in the mid-Atlantic?